So we are going to be troubleshooting Photo Booth Connected, and this one is going to be for if your text messages are not sending. So the first thing that you always want to check whenever you have any kind of something not sending or something not polling right is to make sure that your internet is working. So just open up whatever browser you like best and search for Google or something simple and just make sure that that's pulling through. The next thing we want to do is go to our settings for Photo Booth Connected, and I am in the PC version right now, so if you're using an Android version and you've installed that one, it's going to look just a little bit different, but the steps that we're going to go through are going to be the same. So we're going to go to our settings and make sure that we don't have any text messages that are waiting to be sent in the queue. So you can see we've got 0 right here. If there were anything that was waiting to be sent, you would have a number and this button would be green. So if you did have a green send SMS button, you could hit that and that would send them out. The texts get queued, and same thing with the email and the client, Facebook, and the cloud when you lose your internet connection. So it may just be a temporary glitch, or it may be, that venue had no internet all night and you totally expected this. So if that is a green button, you can go ahead and just hit send SMS and that should send everything out for you. Once we double check that, we're going to make sure that our credentials are correct from Twilio. So if you go to your SMS tab, you can see I've got kind of what goes where, but I'm going to pull up my Twilio account and show you where we got that information from, or where we will get that information from. So let's see, you can see right here I've got my account SID and my token. Now I'm going to leave that as just the dots, but you would click on that and it would show you what your token is. So you would just copy and paste these both from this screen and you would plop them right into here. So let me show you real quick how you would do that. So you could just copy it, and then I use Control-C, and then same thing, you'll just come in here, delete out what's in, and hit Control-V, and that's going to paste it in for you. You would do the same thing with the token once you click on it to view. And then you can go to the numbers here on the left and pull your phone number if that's not something that you know offhand. So you can see my numbers here, so I would go ahead and put that in there. I always do it with no dashes just to be sure that there's going to be no problem. So I paste it in and then I go back in and edit it to pull out those dashes so that way won't have a problem. The other thing we're going to suggest that you double check is to make sure that your text message length is under 200 characters and contains only Latin characters. So if you think that might be the issue, go ahead and delete out your message and try something short like test. If that still doesn't work for you, what we're going to do next is going to check your Windows firewalls to make sure that check your Windows firewalls, and we want to make sure that any third-party security programs are disabled. So your McAfee, anything like that, you want to make sure that that's off because it's going to be preventing data, or possibly preventing data from going in and out. So if we go into our control panel, we're going to go ahead and go into Windows Firewall, and we're going to make sure that it's shut down. So you should see all red. So you can see that we have our guest, the firewall state is on, and that's not right. So we're going to go over here on the left to turn Windows Firewall on or off, and I'm going to go ahead and shut those off and click OK. The other thing we want to do while we're in here is allow an app or feature through the Windows Firewall. So we're going to go ahead and click that, and then we're going to click on allow another app. If this is not clickable for you, you might have to click up here and click on change settings first. But we're going to go ahead and click on allow another app, and then we're going to browse for Photo Booth Photo Booth Connected. So you can see we go to your C drive, program files, Photo Booth Solutions, and then Photo Booth Connected, and we can just select that program. And it's going to plop it in here for you, and you can just check both, and that's going to allow it through your Windows Firewall. So now that we're off and we're allowed through, we're going to go back and double check and test and see if they're sending now. If they're not, the last thing that you want to check is see if your internet is set to home or work instead of public. You do not want it set as public. Sometimes Windows, we know we all love Windows sometimes, it doesn't shut down all of your firewalls when it's set to public. So instead, we're going to go down here in your Windows taskbar. I don't know if you can see mine. We're going to open up our internet connection and click on properties. Let me see if I can move this over just a little bit. So we opened it up. We're going to hit properties. And that's going to pull up our setting windows. So in order to, this one is currently set for public. To change it, we're going to change it to make this PC discoverable. I know it's very weird in Windows 10, they kind of made it a different format from everything else, but if you've got Windows 7 or Windows 8, you should just be able to click on where it says public and change it over to home or work. It's much easier in Windows 7 and Windows 8, but this is what we get with 10. So I hope this helped. If not, if you're still not able to get your text messages to send, go ahead and shoot us an email at support@PhotoBoothSolutions, and we'll get working to help you out. Thanks so much.